Does Israeli food exist as a thing, or is it a constantly evolving cuisine?
It's very tricky, the whole concept. I get a lot of questions about what's happened to Israeli cuisine that it's so became such a trend or famous now. And what Israel is about is a lot of Jews that came from all around the world with crazy food that it's different from their origin. For example, my mother, she's Iranian, but she's not cooking exactly as like Muslim Iranian, because they cannot cook in Shabbat, and they keep the kosher, so they cannot do lamb with yogurt like Iranian do, okay? So the cooking is a little bit changed among the Jews in Iran. So they bring that to Israel, and there is like amazing dishes that a lot of them cook for Shabbat. That means it's a long process cooking, it takes forever. And this is what for me is Israel. It's all this crazy, beautiful, amazing food that they brought all together, and then there is a lot of twisting and tweaking and combination between eggplant. We have a million different things to do with eggplant, that the delicious cauliflower. Every time I do cauliflower, people said, oh, I used to hate cauliflower. I'm like, cauliflower, it's amazing vegetable. Israel is new, it's fresh, it still try to find a way, and it's come along pretty well, and it's a melting pot of a lot of different things. It's a totally different cuisine.
Where are you from in Israel? Where'd you grow up?
Bnei Brak, it's a few minutes out of Tel Aviv center.
And even though the country's small, does it have a lot of dialects?
No.
No?
No, everybody speaks the same.
So how have you invented a word, basically, with your group of friends? To me, this is dialect.
It's slang. Like slang here, like slang everywhere. It's not a dialect, it's slang.
But what does it mean in Hebrew?
Balabusta, perfect housewife.
Perfect housewife. And then you have delicious for taim, tasty. Mm-hmm. And what does balonat mean?
There is two versions. I tell you now when we're on tape, I can tell you the real version. I tell you that later. But it's mean to the point.
To the point.
Yeah. And not a lot of still Israeli know this slang. It's me and kind of my generation.
Good.
But it's also the name Bolo. It's the first restaurant I work in New York. It was Bobby Flay restaurant, Spanish restaurant. And Bolonat, it's rhymed with my amazing name, Einat. I thought that's cool. And I like the Bolo Balabusta. Balabusta Bolo. I don't know. It just sounds great.
What did New York do to change the way you cooked?
Oh, many more ingredients than I could work in Israel. Much more. There is everything. It's amazing. Back then, 10 years ago, I used to bring my own spices from Israel. I don't need to do that anymore. There is everything. Balabusta, I used to go to Chinatown and get some stuff from there, so I combine the local. So I used to go to the Palo, grab my burrata, I get my burrata from them, then I go to Chinatown and get like Chinese spinach or something. And it's nice, I'm like taking from the neighborhood, and Bolonat, it's a little different. I go into the farmer market. It's like, I try to collaborate with everything around me, and there is so much to collaborate. It's a lot of fun.
But there still knows the tar, and that's just because they can't send it over dried, or what?
I saw one in Iron Chef that somebody used fresh za'atar, which was, I think, the first time I saw it. So I know that they can get it. I think they import it because a lot of herbs come from Israel.
So is it a plant, or is it a...
It's a plant.
It is a plant.
It's grown in Israel on a Jerusalem mountain in a dry place. It's look between oregano and thyme. It's a little bit smaller leaves than oregano, bigger than thyme. A little bit tangier flavor into it.
And then you add toasted sesame seeds?
And sumac and salt. So you want to make something very Middle Eastern, you put baharat.
And where do I find baharat, and what is it?
Baharat is a mixture of spices. Basically it's cumin, black pepper, clove, a little bit clove, cinnamon, very important. I think the main thing is cinnamon. There is few others, but it's like a list of spices and you mix them all together. It's really, really aromatic and nice. We use a lot of ground beef in my cooking. Yeah. Filling things, yeah. Like my kibbeh bolonat, it's with a bulgur outside, and then the ground beef. We do anger kibbeh. It's bulgur dough, and we fill it up with, and it's teardrop shape. We fill it up with ground anger. You got a skirt steak. Ground anger steak with currants, pine nuts, parsley, and the baharat mixer with few other spices. We filled it up, and then we fry it, and we serve it with preserved lemon yogurt. Beautiful. crispy outside and so moist, and I'm really hungry now too.